was a beautiful Wednesday morning, and the hallways of the school were bustling with the usual crowd. From our classroom windows, we could see the light breeze moving the trees and the sun filtering through the clouds. But inside, the atmosphere was anything but peaceful. The week was halfway through, and as usual, everyone seemed bored, ready for the weekend. At first, everything seemed normal. Mr. Yilmaz, our teacher, was starting the math lesson, talking about last week's quiz results. But then, suddenly, something was off. A strange crackling sound came through the speaker system, followed by an urgent announcement from the principal. This is a lockdown situation. Teachers, secure your classrooms immediately. Lock the doors and stay away from the windows. Everyone must remain silent. In that instant, my heart raced. Mr. Yilmaz quickly locked the door and turned off the lights, signaling for everyone to huddle in the corner of the room. Fear washed over the students. The minutes stretched as the air in the room became thick with tension. We could hear footsteps outside the door, heavy and purposeful, but none of us knew what was happening. After a few minutes, a blood-curdling scream echoed through the halls. The sound sent chills down my spine, and I could see my classmates trembling in fear. Then, we heard the unmistakable sound of something heavy dragging along the floor, followed by a metallic scraping noise as it hit the lockers in the hallway. "Who's out there?" came a rough, threatening voice. The sound of metal against metal rattled the walls, and I felt a knot form in my stomach. Whoever was out there wasn't just angry, they were dangerous. The footsteps grew louder, and then the pounding started. It shook the door like someone was trying to break it down. A student near me let out a quiet sob. Everyone stayed silent, eyes wide, frozen in place. The man's voice boomed again, more frantic this time. "Open the door. You think you're safe in there." The air in the classroom grew heavier, suffocating with fear. The banging on the door continued, and some students covered their ears, trying to block out the terror. I thought for sure the door would break open at any moment. Then, just as suddenly as it started, the noise stopped. The footsteps faded down the hall, and for a brief moment, all we could hear was the sound of our own rapid breathing. We waited, terrified to move, until the speaker crackled back to life. "All clear," the principal's voice came through, shaky but relieved. "Stay in your classrooms until further notice." A deep sigh of relief passed through the room, but Mr. Yilmaz kept us huddled in the corner, just in case. The minutes dragged on, and we still didn't know what had happened outside. Later that day, police arrived and escorted a man out of the building, his hands cuffed behind his back. Rumors started circulating. Some said he was a former employee with a vendetta. Others claimed he had just wandered in during the storm. But the truth was never fully confirmed. All we knew was that whatever had happened, it had terrified us all. After the incident, the school installed new security measures, metal detectors, additional cameras, and a full-time security team. It made us feel a little safer, but the memory of the man's voice, the pounding on the door, and that suffocating fear still lingered with us. Even now, years later, sometimes I still hear his voice in my dreams. a chilling reminder of how quickly normalcy can be shattered.